A very good morning once again. My name is Adam Mayambal, and this time we are discussing the creative arts industry, or you might want to call the entertainment industry, the movies, the music, the drama, and all those sorts of things. And in studio this morning, I have two giants from that industry. The industry is because of them. I have Douglas Rwanga from the Purple Skills Clinic. He is the founder. And then Shadrach Chisame from Talent Wall Limited. So Douglas, tell us about the Purple Skills Clinic Foundation. First of all, you're too smart.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, most people know me personally for the music business. That's a TV host right here at NBS, Next Media. But of course, previously we've been into events. That is the Purple Party. And because of that, we realized there was a need for us to impart skills or skills development and mentorship amongst our young people as we address the youth unemployment challenge. Now, as government battles with the youth unemployment challenge in this country, for us we realize that there are opportunities in the creative arts sector, there are opportunities in digital, there is also opportunity in vocational skills. So if our young people could look into these different spaces, you know, we could actually fast track to solve the challenge. So for us as Purple Skills, we are training young people, we are mentoring them into creative art skills, digital skills, and vocational skills. Yeah.
Shadrach, what's Talent Wall Limited and what are you doing?
Yeah, so Talent Wall Limited is an initiative that was birthed 2019, but the idea has always been around. So we are creative incubation space. What we do is we get people across all the disciplines of creativity, say fashion, say DJing, say influencing. The TikTokers that you see, most of them have gone through our incubation place. So we are in the business of monetizing talent, but we incubate them. These are people who come and they just have dreams. I dream to be like Douglas Rwanga. I dream to be like, you know, Chameleon. I dream to be like Daddy Andre, a producer. So what we do is we get them, incubate them, mentor them, and then they are able to become money-making businesses. Yes.
Douglas, you're organizing a creative arts conference.
Yes.
What is it and what is it aiming to address?
So the biggest challenge has always been that most of the creatives that we have now in our country learn from each other. There is no formal way you become an artist. There is no formal way you become an audio producer. And that raises other problems, professional problems. And so there is like an information gap in the sector. The sector has a lot of potential. If you go by the statistics, you realize that the sector of creative industries in Uganda brought in a revenue of about 100 billion Uganda shillings to the economy. So that shows you it has a lot of potential. But we need to build capacity for our creatives. We need to skill them to be able to realize their full potential. So the Creative Arts Conference is actually just right there to answer the gap in knowledge, you know, and bring these different industry stakeholders that have this information, sharing it to those that probably are lacking the information. Yeah.
And what informs the topic that you chose that speaks about digital music monetization, streaming, and online music distribution? Why that in particular?
Right. So the entire world, the entire economics is tending towards digital. So that doesn't leave out the creative sector. We need artists, we need creatives to be positioned digitally because that's where the money is. COVID was a wake-up call. So we discovered that artists not only make money by physically performing, but that's not a new thing. The West has been doing that. You discover that Michael Jackson's estate is still making money from digital because Michael Jackson's music is still being streamed, is still being used in movies for syncing. So there's so many technicalities when it comes to monetizing music digitally, but it's the best positioning right now. Like, you cannot make money unless you are on digital. It even informs where you're supposed to perform. For instance, Douglas, like in the Western world, how you get someone for Purple Skills is not, this person is hot right now, this place. It is, you look at their Spotify numbers. Like I can sit here right now and I know that, okay, Eddie Kenzo, Shiba, Daddy Andre is hot in Amsterdam right now because of the Spotify consumption, because of the AudioMark consumption. And those are actual people there. When people look at digital data, they think it's just something abstract, but those are actual, real, physical people. So that informs where you're to be booked or not. So and that's where we are headed, even as Uganda. As internet penetration grows, as internet becomes more cheaper, you're going to discover that that will also inform who performs in the Antonde. So right now, it is very, very important that artists understand the digital game, the digital consumption. Also to understand how much am I paid for a YouTube stream? What's the RPM for Uganda? What's the RPM for Kenya? Like, for instance, if I'm to go a little bit deeper, Douglas, like, you could get 1 million views in Uganda, and then I get 1 million views in Canada, and then I get 500,000 views in Brazil or US, and I'll make more money than you. Because, of course, the advertisers there pay more and their RPM is higher. So all these things the artists do not know. You might have 1 million views, but they're all from Uganda. Then another chap comes out, and maybe they're from Latin. And then the guy will get a bigger paycheck, better than you, and you'll wonder, okay, what's happening? So all the different dynamics are the ones that are going to be taught in this conference, so that, you know, there's a comprehensive knowledge of how you upload the music, how you monitor the music, and then how you later earn from that music. Yes.
Douglas, Shadrach points out a point that, you know, Michael Jackson, even when he's dead, is still making money. What is our problem as Uganda? We see a lot of creatives dying of stress, drugs and all those things because they are stressed, and perhaps it's not paying. Many are dead and their families are suffering.
Yeah. So the biggest challenge has always been we've been focused on one revenue stream as an industry, and that is the stage performance for the artist specifically. But we need to understand that we're living in an age where, you know, we are blessed to have technology, you know. So, and the challenge has been that as much as the technologies are here, the platforms are there is still what I shared with you earlier on. There's a knowledge gap. Our sector is very, very informal, and it's also full of people that have not gone so highly in school. Because sometimes navigating this technology, you need to have a certain level of
savvy,
you know, tech savvy. And so they need to be supported in that sector. And again, that's why in the National Development Program, Action Plan, I think 3, yes, it cites that there is need to build capacity for these creatives, train them, build infrastructure, and all these other things that much as it has a lot of potential, but it needs to be supported in terms of knowledge sharing and education. And that's why we are developing what we call the Creative Arts Education Program as Purple Skills, Talent Wars, Nextcom, and Sanyuka TV. Yeah.
We hear of panelists from of course, Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, and various countries. What should the attendees expect? What is the list of speakers and maybe?
So we have a diverse range of panelists because, again, we have actual experts from Uganda amongst ourselves. But the thing about creatives is creatives have ego, yeah? If they know Shadrach has the information, Shadrach lives here with me, you know, they tend, we call it Zalao. They'll be like, Shadrach taina cha tugamba, even though Shadrach knows that information. So we try to have a pool of facilitators from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Kenya, and also from Uganda. And these are coming from various industries. So they will give us diverse knowledge about the subject.
I think they say they don't want to connect them. That's why perhaps they are biased about them. But what's the difference between the Creative Arts Conference and the fellowship program?
Right. So the Creative Arts Conference, these are going to be conversations, and I think Douglas mentioned earlier, we're going to have, you know, a series of these conversations. Today it's digital, the next time it may be branding, the next time it may be something else. So we're going to have a series of these conversations until, you know, the end of the year. But the fellowship program is, you know, something that has been done, but with different disciplines, like media, like, you know, finance, like banking. So now we're also introducing it with creatives, that people, you know, that fellows are mentored over a period of time, and then they are, you know, followed through and monitored through and supported through until their journey, until they become real money-making businesses. So the conference is going to be happening one day, where all these panelists are going to be giving us a planet of information. But the fellowship is a program that is where we're going to select 20 people. So it's not going to be a free call that everyone come and join the fellowship. So we're selectively handpicking different people according to, you know, the manuscript that has been set for the fellowship program. So it's not everyone that is going to be. We would love that, but you know, again, resources. This fellowship is for 6 months. So the resources will not really allow us to have 100 participants.
So the fellowship is actually like a training, eh?
Yeah.
Like you put the creatives into a boot camp, and then you train them for a period of 6 months in all these different subjects. So the fellowship, the conference is a 1 day, the fellowship is 6 months. So it's like we'll be taking the creatives back to school for a period of 6 months, and then we'll award them certificates at the end.
Ugandans want big things. What are some of the big names that we expect, if you can tell us?
Okay, we do have one. There is Chanest Munya. He's from South Africa. He lives in Zimbabwe. He is also the MD of Empire Africa Publishing. He's going to be part of the panel. We do have Jide.
Yeah.
Jide.
Jide
is Nigerian. He's also a panelist. He heads the
Africa Music Library.
Yes, Africa Music Library. We do have Martha. Martha is, I think, the head of Boomplay. Boomplay is a platform also. We do have
Bilha, 1RPM.
Yes, 1RPM. We do have Sarah Adong from Mudundo.
Mudundo, yes.
Yes. We do have Omuziki Distribution. These are all distribution platforms for the creatives and their heads. But also we have people like Talent Wars, myself, Eddie Sandy, Bushington, Mr. Apas, DJ Slick Stewart. So we have different creatives that are going to be facilitating and sharing knowledge. Yeah.
What are some of the milestones you have achieved in skilling the creatives in Uganda, Douglas?
So personally, under Purpose Skills Clinic Foundation, I think 2 weeks ago, we did graduate a group of about 130 students that have been undergoing various skills training. And out of those, we've actually placed, I think now there are about 15 that are already working. So for us, that's a big milestone. Others are doing internship programs with various companies. So we're basically trying to make sure that we are not just training, but at the end of the day, we follow you up until you actually get a job at the end of the day, or even start earning. So we are really, really grateful that we partnered with Directorate of Industrial Training to give us the accreditation as an organization, so that when we give you or issue the certificate, it's recognized, by Ministry of Education and Sports.
Yeah, might I maybe add what we've been able to do, as Talent Wars, with the infrastructure we have. We've been able to have, there's some disciplines that are looked at as you cannot professionally do it, like you mentioned earlier, but we've been able to have a couple of DJs, come through. I think we have DJs that came from just Senior 6 back. I would like to be a DJ. But then, we get them, and you're not just a DJ. They know how to handle social media. They know how to, present themselves. They can easily brand themselves. We have DJs that have gone through. We have MCs, people who are in the entertainment sector may know them. We have MCs that we, have taken through the incubation process, and they are actually now earning money in top, night spots. Models, like for instance, we were laughing with Douglas about the batch of models that we did last year, and all of them somehow left the country, and so we incubated the models, and they're able, because again, why digital is actually the first conversation is, if you're not able to sell the craft that you have, you're as good as nothing. You cannot tell me nze nkube ndongo. But if I cannot be able to see, if you don't give me a sneak peek into your kukuba ndongo, then it's as good as worthless. So we've been able to make sure that these guys understand how to expose their talents. Yes.
Okay. So Shadrach, you mentioned about not everyone is invited. So who is invited? What is the mode of participation? Is it Gamba Nogu? Is it Douglas knows APAS? This one knows this? What is the mode of participation?
Is that with the conference or with the fellowship?
With the maybe you can take us through.
Yeah. So with the conference, like Doug said, it was a free call. It's been everywhere. It's been on Next Media. Thank you so much, Next Media, for the support. And we have a lot of people that have already registered. Douglas, correct? Yes. People have registered, and the numbers are overwhelming. So it is for every creative. It is for every creative who wants to have knowledge. It's for every creative who wants to, take their career to the next level. In terms of knowledge, most people think, and I also think creatives should go away from Kendi Chikuba. It's not about Kendi Chikuba. You work the miracle. I'm from a Christian background. You work the miracle. You don't just clean that chikutomere. You work the miracle. You build capacity, like Douglas said. So the people who are coming here is for every creative who is hungry to widen and build their capacity. Every creative who is looking into that direction is invited for the conference on the 31st. But for the fellowship program, there are people who are more hungry. There are people who are overzealous. There are people who are more disciplined. That, you know, Douglas and the team will sit down and say, okay, you come, okay, you come, okay, you come. So it's not like you're paying. It's just that you have to meet certain criteria as mentioned.
So who are the creatives? Because people might be there, maybe in the ghetto, and they don't know they are a creative.
Yeah.
The word should be the word creative.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The word creative. So creative is someone who creates, okay, again create, who makes something from nothing and makes it something. Like the number one creator is God. He created the heaven and earth because it didn't exist before.
He will be in attendance.
Yes. So a creative is someone who, for instance, you're a writer.
Okay.
Before that, what we call intellectual property was in your head. The content was in your head. But now you wrote it and scripted it on the paper. So you are a creative. The ones who draw designs, it was in your head, but then you drew it on the paper. The ones who sing, you are a creative, because I mean, right now, if they told Douglas, sing do, re, mi, we will have issues. If they told me, we would have issues. You know, people who come up with different dance styles. You discover there was calypso, now it phased off. People had to create new strokes. Now we have mpere. So that one is a creative because they've invented something that has not been there before. Producers. So someone who creates someone who makes something into existence that has not happened before. Yeah.
Okay. So Douglas, congratulations on your graduation. You're a big man, you're a graduated student.
Thank you.
So what courses are there and how can they enroll with you?
All right, so we have courses like DJing, we have audio production, we have modeling, we have video editing, we have graphics and animation, we have public speaking, and we have fashion and design, and you can broadly just say courses are inclined in the creative arts, in the digital, and also the vocational skills. The vocational skills, we usually do those for our outreach programs because we do work with the community of Kamocha, trying to empower the marginalized groups of women that are in the slums of Kamocha. So we majorly pass those skills to those women. But for these other skills, it's purely creative arts. You can enroll by going on our website, which is www.skillsclinic.com. Clinic is with a K, not a C. And we are also available on all digital platforms. That's Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So you can actually also DM me personally on the social media, and of course we'll definitely assist you.
So what are the qualifications? They don't know, you know.
Because we are empowering young people that probably have hit the hard rock, we start from P7. If you left school at P7, upwards, you know, you're all welcome. It's not that we are going to ask you for your degree, your what? No.
Experience.
No. You should be able to love to want to learn these skills. For example, if you want to learn a camera, you don't need a degree. If you want to learn how to hairdress, you do not need a degree. If you want to do modeling, it's as simple as learning how to walk and all these other skills. So it's the reason why we start with P7 is because some of the courses like video editing, you need to have some little English background to interface with a computer. So you will need to have some at least knowledge of English.
That's important because, you know, some people, the papers are already burnt, you know. So Shadrach, what do you envision the conference impacting on our creative arts industry, most especially in the realm of music and digital distribution of music?
Yeah, I'm very optimistic, and I'm a believer that the knowledge that is going to be imparted, the knowledge that is going to be given, it's going to be an eye-opener for our creatives. And I'm very interested in even the ones that have never released a song to come, even the ones that have never wrote a song to come, because the knowledge that is in here will actually help you start right. You get some people disqualify themselves and they're like, okay, because I don't have a song. No. It's not about having a song. It's about you being a creative and you know it. So this is going to help you, first of all, kickstart your career, but the right way, you know, because we have a lot of people, even the ones you fear, who have songs, but they've not started it the right way. So we have to do a little bit of damage control because there has not been, you know, a prepping before. So what we are doing is we want to kickstart people the right way. But even the ones who did not start the right way will be able to do damage control as far as knowledge is concerned. So that, you know, there's certain mistakes that you can never make. For instance, we have things to do with copyright. You know that, you know, you have to be sure the beat is original. You get. We've had so many issues with people like, hey, you stole my song over what? But there are songs of people that have been stolen that do not come to Uganda. And it's a typically Jamaican beat. So the Ugandan artist will never make money digitally. Why? Because the copyright belongs to a Jamaican farm. So all those things are some of the things that are going to, you know, be imparted to the people that are going to come, so that they understand that even me as a fashion designer, I need to trademark my work. Even me, as you know, I need to do all those things are going to be, you know, inculcated with people, and the level of impact for me is high level, because people are going to now know how to do business the right way. You know, Douglas mentioned that the creative sector, say fashion, say business, these are multi-billion-dollar businesses. But if you do not do it the right way, then you don't realize this income. So what I envision is that people are going to learn to do business digitally the right way.
Okay.
Yes.
So Douglas, what innovative strategies and perhaps technologies that will be addressed in the conference that might help the evolving landscape of the creative arts in Uganda?
It's purely, and that's why we started with the topic of understanding digital music monetization, because we realize there's a lot of platforms that have developed that are out there to help the artist earn revenue. We shouldn't really trade in the old ways where, you know, we were looking at the stage as the only place, you know, where you have to earn money. We shouldn't go into depression because you're probably now lame, you can't be on stage. There are platforms out there, several platforms, to help you distribute, to help you publish your music, to help you sell and earn revenue without even stepping on stage. We were having a chat before we came here, and names withheld. Shadrach was telling me somebody was making 100 million Uganda shillings every end of month, you know, by just managing different music catalogs and platforms. So I think it's possible for every one of us to make that money. We are living in an age where we have to work smart and not work hard. Yeah. So if we help our creatives understand these digital platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Boomplay, Audiomack, all those platforms, if you understand how to navigate them and you know how to, you know, manage them on your own, I think it would help you a great deal manage your career and also earn and make a living out of it. Yeah.
So Shadrach, are there any networking opportunities at the event? The people in the ghetto, will they be able to meet Douglas, or, you know?
Right. So before we even talk about the networking opportunities, there should be, after this conference, the creatives will have the confidence to network. I have moved with, you know, I've worked with a couple of creatives, and, you know, you move to a place and this creative cannot even talk to Douglas. Like, they lack the confidence to do that, and they feel like the cinema kutuka, you know, there's some sort of low esteem.
Yeah.
You know, we've had also you know, some of our Ugandan artists, you know, being nominated in, you know, awards, and they come back with nothing. They don't have contacts, they don't have anything, because that is a skill.
That reminds me of a song. There's even a song about connection.
Connections, exactly. Like, that is a skill, because there are so many people that have gotten into rooms that have greatness written all over the wall, but the skill to connect. So those are some of the things that we're actually paying so much attention, even with the fellowship program. The confidence. How do you move up to someone who takes you to your next level? So the opportunities are obviously going to be there. The panelists, Bushington legends here, Washington, you know, APAS, legendary artists. We're going to have a lot of people who are going to be here. Douglas Ranga is here. You know, I'm here. But we need to let these guys know that it's okay. Even when you don't have a hit, you can walk to Douglas and express yourself. We're going to tell them, because there are things that, you know, our creatives do not have. Like, you find an artist has released a song and they don't have even a press kit. Aulimba Jeruri ku YouTube. Okay, but you need to have a press kit that entirely talks about the song. What was the mind for the song? What is the idea about? So what are you trying to communicate? Okay, since I've found this, where do I find you? Where are the social media platforms? Is it on any digital platform? So those are some of the things that are going to be taught there. And the people, some of the people who are actually supposed to make that music move, like on platforms like Mudundo, will be in the house. So the question of will the connections be available? Yes. But the skill and the confidence to move to these people, that's the thing that Douglas with purpose skills and us with talent roles, we still have a big job, because our people are somehow, there's some sort of timidity until ngamazo chikuba. They want to talk ngamaze chikuba. And yet you can be professional, even ngatona chikuba. Yes.
So what sets this creative arts conference apart, distinct from the others, Douglas?
It's, first of all, it's hybrid, which means we have a physical audience, we have an online audience. But secondly, we have a pool of facilitators that are not just from Kampala, but people with diverse knowledge. You know, if Jide or Jide, Jide, the name gets me crazy, but he's from Nigeria. He will help us understand how the Nigerian market is, you know, earning and, you know, navigating all these platforms. Because right now, Nigeria actually is one of the biggest earners from the creative industries. They are bringing in $100 billion US. Ours is 100 billion Uganda shillings. So somebody from that industry, you know, if we networked with them, it will give us, you know, diverse knowledge than Shadrach, who is here, as much as, okay, Shadrach has global understanding. But I want to hear somebody from Kenya, you know, for us to understand. Kenya has one of the fastest growing economies, you know, in the creative industry. So that pool of divergent facilitators is what's actually making us set apart from all these other conferences that we'll be having. And of course, in what we'll have, this is not just a one-day thing. It's actually a three-part program. We have the conference that is going to be on the 31st of May here at Next Media. We have the fellowship program, which is 6 months running. And for selected participants, 20 of those, they will need to sign up. And then we have a summit at the end of the year. So you see that it's a whole year plan for us to train and empower creatives in Uganda. Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned about the fellowship. What will happen to these people after the 6 months? You mentioned the number, there are 20?
Yes.
20, yeah.
So 20 seems to be a few number. Is there a way of multiplying what they have learned to the rest of the population?
I think you understand the workload is very, very big. The problem is also very, very big. But also us as Talent Wars, Next Media, NBS, West Records, we are starting. You cannot start very, very big. Yeah? So we decided to start with a small sample size, but we are going to grow it as the partners come on board. So what happens after the 6 months is we believe at the end of the 6 months, if you enrolled in the fellowship program, you will understand that it's not just singing along. You actually 360 package. You understand that you need to make a brand. You know, it's not just about you having a good voice. So you'll be able to sell your works, you'll be able to promote your music, you'll be able to be standing apart from other artists. And this will help you actually excel faster in your career than another artist that probably did not enroll in the fellowship program. As simple things like right now, get a camera, put it in front of a creative, start asking questions. Some will stammer, some won't know even how to express themselves. So things like those, we believe by the end of the 6 months, it will be like a creative who is a 360, is a full package to say. And that's the creative that we want to see in this industry if we are to realize the NDP3 Agenda 20.
We also speak about the AI. We recently had Mose Radio sing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, because with the, like Douglas said, you know, trends are changing with technology, and we have to move with them. Otherwise, you'll be left behind. So we'll definitely talk about AI incorporation in the different digital spaces. Like for instance, with Spotify right now, you go and listen to 3-4 artists, automatically AI is going to suggest and curate for you a playlist, because they've tested and sampled what you like, you know. Boomplay has also incorporated AI. So we would like now to teach these people and know that, okay, AI suggests these kinds of people to your clients, it suggests this kind of content to your consumers. So there's going to be a lot of, you know, talk about AI and how it helps them as creatives, not really the voicing, but but you know, with the monetization of content. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Douglas, the founder of Purple Skills Clinic Foundation, and also Shadrach Chisame from Talent Wall Limited. They're organizing a creative arts conference that will happen here at Next Media at the NCC. You mentioned the date, 31st?
31st of May.
11
a.m.
of May, 11 a.m. It will take the full day. So all the creatives in the country, you're invited to make your way here and learn a lot in regards to digital marketing of your music and earning from your creative, the people that play drama, the musicians, movies, the writers, fashion and all that. My name is Adam Mayambala. Good morning.